Good morning, Sydney Football League members and team owners, and welcome to the 2023 SFL Week 3 Breakdown. Today, Saturday, September 23rd, I will break down for you Week 2's results and quickly preview Week 3's matchups. Without further ado, let's get into what happened Week 2. Superior Squads LLC, 185. Gypsy Danger, 119. Gypsy Danger was handed their first loss of the year, accompanied with an inferiority complex, courtesy of Superior Squads LLC. Eddie and his upper-crust crew offered Bryan and his team a game-opening handshake just before pulling back their white gloves and smoothly slicking back their hair. Superior Squads LLC humiliated Gypsy Danger 185 to 119 with a white glove smick-smacking across the dirty, despondent faces of Justin Fields, Rhamondre Stevenson, Amari Cooper, and the lot. This was a 66-point statement of superiority from Eddie. Before leaving the Giants' win over Arizona with a high ankle sprain, Barkley strutted superiorly into the Cardinals' end zone twice, golf penciling in over 24 fantasy points. Over in the nation's first capital, DeAndre Swift swiftly vanquished any hopes for the Gypsies by carrying real leather 28 times for 175 yards. Not only did Superior Squads assuage any Gypsy Danger, they snubbed their nose at the rest of the SFL 2 by tallying Week 2's grandest total. Up next, Torn McCaffrey, 166 versus Barton Bellas at 151. Barton Bellas has had an unfortunate series of events in their first 2 weeks in the Sydney Football League, as they've been coupled against a pair of teams that have scored a lot of points. Old Hill's Roy Kent scored a near record-breaking 190 against Bella's Week 1. And my Torn McCaffrey's team had 4 players with 20-plus points in Week 2, 166 to 151, and Torn McCaffrey is blessed to have limped away from this high-scoring affair with his second win. Barton Bella's blue blood, Danny Dimes, tried to take the legs out from under Torn McCaffrey by scoring 32 points on 3 touchdowns while throwing for 321. That's 31 yards short of his career best for Jones of 352 in a 2019 Week 16 41-35 5-touchdown overtime win over the Washington Redskins. Luckily for me, T. Higgins sprung back from his first week woes, and Mike Evans is in a seeming lockstep with Baker Mayfield down south. Next up, Show Me Your TDs, 136. High Speed Chase, 125. Our third 2023 Week 2 SFL Breakdown features the top 2 wideouts in football. For Jeff, Minnesota handyman, the grid father, Justin Jefferson. For Joe, his team's namesake, Bengals ball hauler, Jamar High Speed Chase. Cincinnati's Lamborghini has been targeted 17 times in 2 weeks and has only 10 catches. Chase, well, he plays on Monday Night Football versus the LA Rams, a team that's kind of showing the NFL that receivers may not need $31 million guaranteed to be incredible. Big games from Dolphins running back Raheem Mostert and Atlanta's kicker slowed Joe down, kind of like someone showing TDs during a high-speed chase. 136-125. Next up, Digsaw Puzzle 114 versus Stand-Up Eckler 110. Digsaw Puzzle put all of its pieces together week 2 with 7 players in double digits. Stand-Up Eckler, well, they struggled to even open up the box with week 2's lowest point total, 110. Mike's 5-point win was routine in the sense that old favorites landed their licks. Justin Tucker, James Conner, Stephon Diggs. You know, Al's heckling was heard from a distance when Hollywood Brown scored in New York. But ultimately, Big Tony from Dallas, he ushered Al out the back of Breece Hall and proceeded to beat his Harrison Butker. A puzzling 115-110 defenseless loss for Stand-Up Eckler. Lastly, Allen's Angels 144.56 to Old Hills Roy Kent's 143.5. This fifth and final 2023 Week 2 SFL Breakdown, to be broken down, was our game of the week. 1.06 points separated Justin and Steve, bringing both teams to 1-1 and at each other's necks for second place in the sus. After Josh Allen scored 28 fantasy points, Gabe Davis and Kenneth Walker 18, and Brian Robinson floated in 28, the Angels needed a mere kiss from Nick Chubb to close the pearly gates on Old Hills Roy Kent. Then Chubb fell down and broke his crown, and Steve came tumbling after. You know, I watched this Browns-Steelers game late into the fourth quarter, and when Deshaun Watson connected with David Njoku for 13 yards and then Njoku fumbled, a wide array of emotion surged through me, akin to the ascension of an angel. This game between these two guys should have a pin pushed into it as a reminder to us all, and as an eye raiser for newcomer Aaron. The parity and competitiveness of the SFL is unparalleled. 145-144. Don't forget it. All right, let's move on to the Week 3 preview. Here is your lightning round preview of Week 3's matchups with a player to watch for each team. Let's go. Torn McCaffrey, 151 to Allen Angels, 127. I am projected to beat Steve by 24 thanks to big game point projections for Mark Andrews and Patrick Mahomes. But keep an eye on Allen's Angels tight end Dawson Knox, who's flying under the radar with 6-point projection at Washington. Look also for Alexander Madison to bounce back for the Torn McCaffrey team too. Next up, high-speed chase, 139, Gypsy Danger, 127. Joe aims to avert any danger and slide by 12 points week 3 on healthy projections for Chase and Kyrie Williams. Keep an eye on Joe's prize back, Josh Jacobs, to see if the kid who played football 40 miles from me, Zamir White, in Laurinburg, Scotland County Bulldogs represent, see if Zamir White doesn't eat the Jacobs snap count. For Gypsy Danger, look at Travis Kelce as he's reportedly now dating Taylor Swift. Ooh, you know how that should go. Next up, Old Hills Roy Kent, 141 to Spear Squad's 134. Roy Kent's tired. He's damn tired. He's tired of Superior Squads LLC outbidding him for sus wins. He's hoping to stay on top of the 7-point hill with help from CeeDee Lamb. But watch Eddie's team's very own Swifty this week, as some say a DeAndre decline is imminent. Next up, Dig Softballs at 135, Barden Bellas 131. 4 points. 4 points can seem like a C, but Barden Bellas should steer over if her keeper can sail smoothly through New England. Garrett Wilson slated for a dozen. However, a whole puzzle is somehow bigger than its pieces. And Digsaw isn't scoffing at its 4-point lead as it looks for its namesake to take command in the capital. Lastly, stand-up Eckler 140 to show me your TDs 138. This 2023 Week 3 SFL matchup is tighter than 7 grown men in a manual 4-cylinder 2-door with a packed full Coleman cooler tumbling towards a tailgate. 2.2 projected points between Al and Jeff. Make every touch and every tackle timely. For stand-up Eckler, all eyes on Goddard with a big boom-bust backdrop. Jeff will need a starting linebacker before kickoff, or he could be kicking himself off Tuesday. That's it. That's all, Sydney Football League members and team owners. Eddie, Steve, Joe, Justin, Brian, Jeff, Al, Aaron, and Mike. Prepare yourselves for another awesome week of football. And remember, you are loved. And as always, go!